Chapter 48a of The Golden Bough. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For further information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Golden Bough by Sir James Frazer. Chapter 48a. The Corn Spirit as an Animal. 1. Animal embodiments of the corn spirit. In some of the examples which I have cited to establish the meaning of the term neck as applied to the last sheaf, the corn spirit appears in animal form as a gander, a goat, a hare, a cat, and a fox. This introduces us to a new aspect of the corn spirit, which we must now examine. By doing so we shall not only have fresh examples of killing the god, but may hope also to clear up some points which remain obscure in the myths and worship of Adonis, Attis, Osiris, Dionysus, Demeter, and Virbius. Amongst the many animals whose forms the corn spirit is supposed to take are the wolf, dog, hare, fox, cock, goose, quail, cat, goat, cow, ox, bull, pig, and horse. In one or other of these shapes the corn spirit is often believed to be present in the corn, and to be caught or killed in the last sheaf. As the corn is being cut, the animal flees before the reapers, and if a reaper is taken ill on the field, he is supposed to have stumbled unwittingly on the corn spirit, who has thus punished the profane intruder. It is said, "The rye wolf has got hold of him. The harvest goat has given him a push." The person who cuts the last corn or binds the last sheaf gets the name of the animal, as the rye wolf, the rye sow, the oats goat, and so forth, and retains the name sometimes for a year. Also the animal is frequently represented by a puppet made out of the last sheaf, or of wood, flowers, and so on, which is carried home amid rejoicings on the last harvest waggon. Even where the last sheaf is not made up in animal shape, it is often called the rye wolf, the hare, goat, and so forth. Generally each kind of crop is supposed to have its special animal, which is caught in the last sheaf, and called the rye wolf, the barley wolf, the oats wolf, the pea wolf, or the potato wolf, according to the crop, but sometimes the figure of the animal is only made up once for all at getting in the last crop of the whole harvest. Sometimes the creature is believed to be killed by the last stroke of the sickle or scythe, but oftener it is thought to live so long as there is corn still unthreshed, and to be caught in the last sheaf threshed. Hence the man who gives the last stroke with the flail is told that he has got the corn sow, the threshing dog, or the like. When the threshing is finished, a puppet is made in the form of the animal, and this is carried by the thresher of the last sheaf to a neighbouring farm, where the threshing is still going on. This again shows that the corn spirit is believed to live wherever the corn is still being threshed. Sometimes the thresher of the last sheaf himself represents the animal, and if the people of the next farm, who are still threshing, catch him, they treat him like the animal he represents, by shutting him up in the pigsty, calling him with the cries commonly addressed to pigs, and so forth. These general statements will now be illustrated by examples. 2. The corn spirit as a wolf or a dog. We begin with the corn spirit conceived as a wolf or a dog. This conception is common in France, Germany, and Slavonic countries. Thus, when the wind sets the corn in wave-like motion, the peasants often say, "The wolf is going over (or through) the corn. The rye wolf is rushing over the field. The wolf is in the corn. The mad dog is in the corn. The big dog is there." When the children wish to go into the cornfields to pluck ears or gather the blue cornflowers, they are warned not to do so, for "the big dog sits in the corn," or "the wolf sits in the corn and will tear you to pieces." The wolf against whom the children are warned is not a common wolf, for he is often spoken of as the corn wolf, rye wolf, or the like. Thus they say, "The rye wolf will come and eat you up, children," "The rye wolf will carry you off," and so forth. Still he has all the outward appearance of a wolf. For in the neighbourhood of Feilenhof, East Prussia, when a wolf was seen running through a field, the peasants used to watch whether he carried his tail in the air or dragged it on the ground. If he dragged it on the ground, they went after him and thanked him for bringing them a blessing, and even set titbits before him. But if he carried his tail high, they cursed him and tried to kill him. Here the wolf is the corn spirit, whose fertilising power is in his tail. Both dog and wolf appear as embodiments of the corn spirit in harvest customs. Thus, in some parts of Silesia, the person who cuts or binds the last sheaf is called the wheat dog or the pease pug. But it is in the harvest customs of the north east of France that the idea of the corn dog comes out most clearly. Thus, when a harvester, through sickness, weariness, or laziness, cannot or will not keep up with the reaper in front of him, they say, "The white dog passed near him," "He has the white bitch," or "The white bitch has bitten him." In the Vosges the harvest May is called "the dog of the harvest," and the person who cuts the last handful of hay or wheat is said to "kill the dog." About Lons-le-Saunier, in the Jura, the last sheaf is called the bitch. In the neighbourhood of Verdun the regular expression for finishing the reaping is "They are going to kill the dog," and at Epinal they say, according to the crop, "We will kill the wheat dog," or the rye dog, or the potato dog. In Lorraine it is said of the man who cuts the last corn, "He is killing the dog of the harvest." At Dux, in the Tyrol, the man who gives the last stroke at threshing is said to "strike down the dog," and at Arnebergen, near Stade, he is called, according to the crop, corn pug, rye pug, wheat pug. So with the wolf. In Silesia, when the reapers gather round the last patch of standing corn to reap it, they are said to be about to "catch the wolf." In various parts of Mecklenburg, where the belief in the corn wolf is particularly prevalent, every one fears to cut the last corn, because they say that the wolf is sitting in it. Hence every reaper exerts himself to the utmost in order not to be the last, and every woman similarly fears to bind the last sheaf, because "the wolf is in it." So both among the reapers and the binders there is a competition not to be the last to finish. And in Germany generally it appears to be a common saying that "the wolf sits in the last sheaf." In some places they call out to the reaper, "Beware of the wolf!" or they say, "He is chasing the wolf out of the corn." In Mecklenburg the last bunch of standing corn is itself commonly called the wolf, and the man who reaps it has the wolf, the animal being described as the rye wolf, the wheat wolf, the barley wolf, and so on, according to the particular crop. The reaper of the last corn is himself called Wolf, or the Rye wolf if the crop is rye, and in many parts of Mecklenburg he has to support the character by pretending to bite the other harvesters or by howling like a wolf. The last sheaf of corn is also called the Wolf, or the Rye wolf, or the Oats wolf, according to the crop, and of the woman who binds it they say, "The wolf is biting her; she has the wolf; she must fetch the wolf" out of the corn. Moreover, she herself is called Wolf; they cry out to her, "Thou art the wolf," and she has to bear the name for a whole year. Sometimes, according to the crop, she is called the Rye wolf or the Potato wolf. In the island of Rügen not only is the woman who binds the last sheaf called Wolf, but when she comes home she bites the lady of the house and the stewardess, for which she receives a large piece of meat. Yet nobody likes to be the wolf. The same woman may be Rye wolf, Wheat wolf, or Oats wolf, if she happens to bind the last sheaf of rye, wheat, and oats. At Bough, in the district of Cologne, it was formerly the custom to give to the last sheaf the shape of a wolf. It was kept in the barn till all the corn was threshed. Then it was brought to the farmer, and he had to sprinkle it with beer or brandy. At Brunshaupte